Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion.
The new channel. The new channel.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello there and welcome to the new channel. We are here to help you see the new you. My name is Lloyd Luna and this is The Big Picture. Welcome to the show. Good evening, the United States of America. Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Wherever you're watching from around the world, good evening to you. I am incredibly honored and really privileged to have a guest tonight, imported from the United States. I'm going to hold on to the. I'm going to hold off the excitement. If you're watching us live right now, please do share our live stream link. You can also organize your own watch party, whatever kind of party you want to organize. But make sure you share the link and ask your friends to watch the same inspirational episode tonight, because we are in for a treat tonight. We are going to vote for inspiration and motivation, that's for sure. So please do share our live stream link. You can also comment. You can also write your question, suggestion. If you want us to greet anyone celebrating their special day, please do write something down on our comment section. Please do write them down. We are going to also read wherever you're watching from. Let us know which city you're watching from, so we can also greet your friends in that part of the world. But I'm very happy tonight is another night. This is our 12th episode, 8th season. So I think we're not stopping anytime soon. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. You can also watch us live on youtube.com/TNCnow. And if you're going to watch us on youtube.com/TNCnow and drop some comments in there, you are in for another surprise. If you become our lucky viewer for tonight, You can have an opportunity to get a gift courtesy of Unisol and TNC. This is what you can get. Please watch. That's washable face mask worth 600 pesos courtesy of Unisol and TNC. If you're living within Metro Manila and you become our lucky viewer for tonight, well, we can have the item delivered to you. Delivery is on us, don't worry. But if you're living outside Metro Manila, just wish you don't win. That's the easiest way to do it. But again, please do share this live stream link and drop some comments in there. Interact with us. Ask us your questions. I'm seeing Cholita's plan is watching already. May is here already in our stream. Hello, Elaine is also here. Elaine Go is watching. Thank you so much, Julieta Magsalin, for watching. Thank you so much. I'm streaming live from Makati City, as you know. And we just came out from a typhoon. And God willing, very, very small part affected in Metro Manila. But we are wishing well the people who are living in the provinces, particularly in the Mindoro provinces, southern part, mid-south part of the Philippines. We also need to prepare for our low pressure area developing there in the Pacific. Again, show must go on as always, and we are privileged that we are having for tonight a guest from again the United States to talk about inspiration, life turnaround, maybe handling the crisis that we are having right now. What are the things that we can probably do to make this easier for us? Not necessarily really easy, but if there's anything, who knows? I believe she's bringing in some magic tonight. So let's see. Because, our guest for tonight also experienced a couple of different challenges and I'm very happy and glad really to see her again tonight because I think she won over those challenges and now in our studio to share her journey. But before I call her in again, I would like to invite you to watch or to take a look at the headlines with me from the country's oldest running English newspaper, the Manila Times. Quinta Pound's pH displaces thousands. Lawmakers under tight watch. GSIS opens a Study Now, Pay Later program. Government eyes private labs for OFW COVID tests. Frontliners urged join vaccine trials. DOH launches new COVID bulletin format. WHO to start vaccine trials by December. PhilHealth playing with people's lives. Gordon. Voting by mail for elderly disabled pushed. Bills that seek to divide Maguindanao back. And BOP surplus balloons to 2.1 billion US dollars in September. Headlines presented to you by the Manila Times. For more news and information, please go to manilatimes.net or download their application at digitaledition.manilatimes.net. And now, this is what you have been waiting for. Well, it's my assumption. But maybe true. What if someone tells you that one small shift in your mindset could change everything in your world? What if someone tells you that? Now, that exactly was what happened to our guest: emotional childhood trauma, breast cancer, traumatic brain injury that left her speechless. And by the way, she's a speaker. So, the first ever speechless speaker in the show. Now, every time she was almost beaten by the circumstances, she wasn't. She survived and learned that the trauma does not define her life, and instead use it as fuel to help light the fire underneath the people around her, the people she touches each time. An award winning international keynote, see, TEDx speaker, author of two books, speaker, communication coach, and podcaster. Now, she is in or on a mission to launch people towards their destiny by overcoming their inner critic and embracing the story inside you and me. Amazing. Through her journey, she has discovered that every day is a choice. Every day is a choice. Sounds easy, it's not. The lessons learned can be your next step towards being the best version of yourself. And the question is, what will today hold for you? Or, in other terms, what will this episode hold for you? Let's find out. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest for tonight, the wonderful, great, courageous, brave, amazing, I'm running out of words, Michelle Mras.
Thank you. That's too many accolades. I have to go now.
Don't worry, Michelle. I just read your website.
Oh,
Yeah. So this is you talking using me to talk. But thank you so much for coming. It's been a while. Been over a year since you came. Did you come here already? No.
I
You
met
came. We met, and then we're supposed to have our convention, and this thing came in, virus and things like that. How are
Yeah.
you?
I'm doing wonderful. I didn't make it to the convention because I had to have a surgery.
That one.
Remember
That
that?
Yeah. I thought, wow, she's not going away anytime soon. Tell us something about your experience at this particular moment. I don't know about the real case in the United States, but here in the Philippines, we are still restricted. How have you been the last couple of months?
I've been fine. But the reason I've been fine is, with the whole breast cancer thing, you're already watching who you're around. You're already being very careful about the germs around you. So I was already in that state of watching who I was around and what I was doing, and safety basically for my immune system. So in the United States in general, it's different across the United States. Every state is doing something different. So the higher population places like New York and Chicago, Florida, that kind of areas with a lot of people, they're more shut down than places like where I am. I'm in Colorado, and we have a lot of space between us. I mean, we have houses that have 5 miles between each house.
Your houses.
Yeah,
Your houses are already social distancing prior to the pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, you have to look outside the window and say, do I even have a neighbor out there? So in the states where we're spread apart, we're not as tightly locked down, but in the cities, we're really, really locked down. Yeah.
Right. Good. Now that's interesting because this thing changed the world. I mean, almost overnight. Um, what are the most distinguished or distinct changes you have observed so far as businesses are concerned?
That people don't follow directions. Because I don't know if they do this in the Philippines, but here in Colorado, we have arrows down all the aisles when you go to the grocery store or anything like that. So you're supposed to go one way so that
Mm.
people don't cross. No one looks at those. So I'm always,
I tell you, if the Philippines, we are still doing the chart, increasing the cases each day to now more than close to 400,000 cases. I think we are also not following directions. So yeah, same case.
But the biggest change I've seen globally is that people have come together better. We've become socially distant, physically distant, but mentally closer. And I think that that's the beauty of crisis. I know you have to find beauty in crisis. In crisis, that people come together instead of pull apart. We find common ground somewhere. And I love that our social media has brought us together. I mean, can you imagine if we didn't have the internet in this hit?
No.
Can't imagine.
No.
Especially the first 3 months where we couldn't go outside at all. Can you imagine if you couldn't see another face? Can you imagine if you had to dial a phone and do hello?
I'm trying to process that. Without Netflix? No.
Exactly. So my thought process is, even in such a traumatic time as this is, we have a benefit. If this happened 10 years ago, we would all be alone in our homes, our apartments, our domiciles, alone with nothing. I mean, we wouldn't be able to watch a movie. We had 3 channels on the TV back then? No satellite, no internet. That it happened now where we can still stay connected, although we're apart, is actually a gift. But
Wow.
that's how I see things.
That's a great way of saying it, because physically distancing doesn't necessarily mean by heart you still have to distance yourself from others. Now, walk us through your journey. How you became an author, professional speaker in this regard. Your journey, because there's no school to enroll. No, I want to be a motivational speaker. Let me enroll in
It's
this
called the School of Hard Knocks. It's the school of life. And so how did I become an inspirational speaker? Well, it was an accident, literally. I used to run political campaigns. I used to write speeches for politicians here in Colorado. And in 2014, I was going to pick up my children from school. And I was sitting at my computer and I had all these different tabs open. I was working on 5 different projects. And I said out loud, never do this. I said out loud, God, I'm so tired. Just let me have some peace. And then I got in my car and I drove to pick up my children from school. On my way there, I have to break into a song real quick. I was driving along, minding my business, when out of the orange-colored sky, flash, bam, alakazam, a car ran a stop sign and hit me. And so our cars collided. I thought everything was fine. I got out of my car. I remember walking to the back of my car and checking out to see if the other person was safe. But that's not what happened. My airbag hit me in the face. My car hit to the side and my engine block fell out of my car. And I didn't realize I was in as much damage as I was. I got out of the car and I refused medical help. I told them I was fine. And I refused to go to the emergency room because I was fine. And
not following instruction.
Yes.
Not know where you're coming from, really.
Yeah.
Not following instruction. Okay.
Yeah.
You refused to enter the emergency room. Go ahead.
Well, my husband got me and brought me to the emergency room. He wanted me to get checked just in case. And they said, there's nothing wrong with you. You have a broken rib, a couple of bruises, but you're fine. Well, 12 days later, I was at the bank and I was depositing my very last check from my job I was just doing before the accident. And I thought I said, please give me $100 and deposit the rest. And the teller looked at me like, what do you do? What are you talking about? And my daughter puts her hand on my shoulder and she says, it's okay, Mom. And then she looks at the teller and says, oh, she does this often. And I'm what? What are you talking about? I do what often? But what was coming out of my mouth was macaroni, macaroni, cheese, spaghetti, macaroni. And in my head, I thought I was saying sentences. What happened was we found out I had not just a concussion, but I have a traumatic brain injury. I'm missing my frontal lobe over my left ear, the back of my head, and my two hemispheres had disconnected. Those spots in my brain had died. And so over the next several months, the doctors, the neurologists thought that I would never walk or talk again, because that's what happened. I lost the ability to function. The left side and the right side didn't talk anymore. So I kept falling over. Well, the last thing you want someone with a concussion to do is fall over and hit their head. So I always had to sit. And so I sat. What I thought was a month turned out to be 18 months, 18 months of not moving. And in that time period, I gained a lot of weight and I became very depressed. Now, I became depressed thinking it was only a month. It was over a year and a half.
Yeah.
So I came out of that.
I cannot complain that we are in a lockdown for 6-7 months. You are unable to move for more than a year.
And not just not unable to move. My husband had to put on my cell phone alarms. See, I have a memory like, Dory from Saving Nemo.
Yeah.
I have no memory.
In real life, yeah. You played the role in real life.
Yeah, he realized I couldn't remember anything. So he would say something and I would turn around and do, oh, hi, my name is Michelle. And I turn around again, oh, hi, my name is Michelle. It would be like a repeat. And so he put alarms on when I needed to get up, go to the restroom, eat, take my pill. Everything was on my calendar, on my phone. Alarms would always go off. And then he would call me and say, Michelle, did you eat today? I don't know. Okay, I'm walking you, walk to the kitchen with the phone. And I would walk. And my daughter would help me because I can't walk by myself. My daughter would help me and he would say, are you eating? Yes. And then they put me back on the chair and my daughter said, okay, mom's sitting down. She ate. And then I would forget until my husband showed back up again. And so my time was always lost. It was gone. I didn't know. So when all that happened, 18 months later, I got very depressed and I got mad at God. Yes, I did. And I was screaming in my head, if you want me dead, then kill me, but don't leave me like this. And I heard, you're not dead yet, get up. Now, when you hear a voice that comes from no one and everyone and everywhere at the same time, you get up. And I got up and I saw every time I thought anything bad had happened in my life, someone was with me. And I fell on my knees and I remember saying, in my head, I will do whatever you want me to do. Please give me back my voice, take my body, anything, just give me back my voice. I need my voice back. My husband said when he came home from work, I was on my computer and he said, I was so focused and I kept saying, I need to speak. I have to speak. And he said, speak about what? I said, I don't know. I have to speak. And I found an email that said, Dear Michelle, we would love for you to come join us at Colorado Springs TEDx. I didn't know what a TEDx was. I'd been pretty much out of it for 18 months. So yeah. I had promised I would say yes to anything. I told God, anything you put in front of me, I'll say yes.
But it's TEDx. It requires some sort of a voice.
Yes, TEDx. And so I had to be able to speak. Well, I got my voice back. In that instant, I got my voice back. And so I was...
Were you under sort of a medication or therapy going through the 18 months?
I was going through therapy, neurotherapy. Mm-hmm. And they were basically trying to get my brain to talk to itself again.
Right.
But what really worked with me was it's called harmonized brain centers. It was a neuropathways device where they put it on your head and they send like vibrations through your head or sound waves through your head. But it saved me. But after all that, they asked me to go to TEDx, which was a speaking event. And I don't have a memory. How do you speak on stage when you have no memory?
Don't ask me, no experience.
Yeah, you have no experience. And so that was the thing. I ended up going on this TEDx. I did the final talk. It's called Eat, Drink, and Be Merry. I ended up writing a book about it. It's the conclusion of the book is my TEDx.
What were you feeling before being called up on stage? You don't have memory. I mean,
I don't remember.
so when your name is called, you just went up and just open your mouth and just speak.
Well, no, because what I did is I wrote my husband helped me write my speech out because I said it when I went to TEDx to show them what I could do. We
Yeah.
recorded what came out of my mouth that day.
I see.
And then what we did is we put it on my phone and I listened to it every night,
Okay.
forcing it into my long-term memory.
Right.
And then when I got on stage, I had to remember the very first word. That's all I remember. I had to remember the first word. And I got up there and I said the first word, and then the rest, I don't remember. I just know it came out. And at the end of my talk, all I remember is the whole room was standing, a standing ovation. And my husband came up to me smiling. And then the head of TEDx came up and she said, "You need a book." And I'm like, "What? Michael, what did I do?" And he said, "You did really well." And that's all I remember. I don't remember my TEDx.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it on YouTube or something? We can watch later.
Yes, I gave my YouTube link, or easier, just go to michellemras.com and you can find links to my YouTube, all my videos. I think my TEDx is one of the primary videos on my website, because here's the interesting thing. When you get there and you see a lady in a purple dress, a purple and black dress, it is me, okay?
Okay.
Because
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
I've dropped 220 pounds since then.
Wow.
I am a third almost a person than I was then. So when you see that video, it is me. But when I declared in that TEDx is I declared to the world, you know how they say, tell a friend when you have a goal? I told the whole world, have a plan, but be flexible on how to get there. I'm incorporating this into my mind, into my life. The next one is eat dessert first, enjoy the little things in life. And then the third one is when you find yourself in a rut, you need to get out of it, because repeating the same thing and hoping for something different is the definition of insanity. And so I had declared to the world at my TEDx that I was going to live an intentional life. And from that day on, I was.
Mm-hmm. But that was after this series of, let's say, call it unfortunate events.
Oh, that's the beginning.
Right.
Unfortunately.
That's the turnaround, so to speak.
Yeah, that was the first of the unfortunate events, because after I started speaking, after that TEDx, I kind of got very international very quickly. That's when I went to India and I went to Dublin. And then soon enough, I came out to you.
I learned something tonight. Don't tell God that you are tired.
Yeah, never, ever tell God that. Oh,
Yeah.
no, he gave me an 18-month rest of peace.
That's interesting. Well, it's perfect peace for you. But this is what the world has been asking God.
Yes.
I'm tired of working for people. I'm tired of the business. I'm tired of everything. I cannot even stay at home. Traffic is everywhere.
I'm tired of all this rushing around.
Exactly. And then, boom, lockdown.
Yeah, I don't have time for my family. Lockdown.
Exactly.
Now, here's the thing. Remember what I told God, that take my body, give me back my ability to speak. Give me back my brain. 6 months later, well, shortly after I started, traveling and everything, I was told I had breast cancer and I had 3 months to live.
Hold on. I'm going to hold you off that particular part of the story. I'm going to pause for a short commercial.
Yes.
When we come back, we're going to talk about that second knockout and how you came, how you succeeded to won over that particular part. Okay, so don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. The big picture on TNC will return. Please stay on our stream.
Since I got my new place, I've enjoyed every single day here. Hotel-like amenities, attentive staff, resort-style living, all in a premium location. So life here is easy and convenient. That's why I invested in another unit. I can earn more, And they can enjoy the very same things I enjoy at home. What a life! So much more rewarding. So much more to life. SMDC.
We need beauty every day. We need power every day. But are you ready?
Ready? Ready.
Beauty is power.
Welcome back. You're still watching The Big Picture on the new channel. Before I call in back my guest again for tonight, in the studio, I would like to invite you to watch our other shows, inspirational shows on TNC. Please watch The Big Picture with me because I always share inspiring stories of notable personalities here and abroad, Mondays through Fridays at 7 p.m. HR Hotline with Jessica Bastillo introduces us to the wonderful world of human resources management, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 1 p.m. Have an insightful Saturday afternoon because the family business is everyone's business at 4 p.m. The Fourth Project is about life, business, and success stories live from Dubai, UAE at 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. Philippine time. Usapang kagandahan, kakikayat, kasiyahan, a show that enlightens us to find the beauty in everything. Usapang Beauty is on Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. Discover your life purpose and learn from others' turnaround stories by tuning into U-Turn Mondays and Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. The Home Buyer is where you hear remarkable stories about building and owning properties. That's Mondays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. YOLO is for all of us to understand that the law is fun and equally cool. Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Two leaders in one platform, TNC The Talk. Mondays at 12 noon. After shift, relax and share a booze while we chat about your choices, whatever it is that you do after work. Wednesdays and Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Discover your talent and learn how you can share it with others through Win Within. Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Dream, achieve, nurture, inspire. Tag your kids along and watch Danny Art Show Fridays at 5:30 p.m. The world has faced an unprecedented pandemic. Time to hear positive testimonies straight from those who recovered from the disease. COVID stories, Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. Global issues, common interests, learn together across borders. Foreign affairs streams live on Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. Okay, I'm going to pause because I'm trying to catch my breath. Maybe I should go on after the second break. Now, let's call in back Michelle Mras. Hi.
Hello again.
I'm tired.
Yeah, I know. You're tired. It's 4:30 in the morning here.
I don't know.
I haven't gone to bed yet.
No, it's always fun to talk because this poster of our show is really really interesting. Our hosts are experiencing the same pain of reading this this announcement. That's interesting. I would like to promote before we go back to the interview. I'm promoting the workshop on my friend Pocholo Gonzalez Certified Voice Artist Program Batch 4 on November 7th. Go to certifiedvoiceartist.com. Okay, Michelle, knocked out once, and then here comes another one. How did it happen, and how did you recover? Really, how did how did you got up?
The only other choice was to not get up. So I got up. So when they told me I had breast cancer and 3 months to live, I remember thinking, I have a lot of work to do. I mean, I just promised God I was going to talk for him, and I didn't even know what I was going to talk about. So when I was given 3 months to live, I had to get up because I had 3 months to accomplish what I was supposed to do in an entire lifetime. So that's part of my coaching process is we all have a gift. We all have a very special gift, and we find trauma in our lives and disappointment and sadness, depression, whatever, because we don't step into that gift. We don't walk into what we are really, truly meant to do. And what I found in myself, especially, and in all my clients, is that it's the one thing we were afraid of doing, the one thing we avoided. So the thing that we thought, no one else, that's not a talent, or I'm not good at that. I'm too afraid to go that way. That's probably where your gift lies. So in my case, it was like, no, I don't want to be on stage here. Let's put other people there. And I would write speeches for other people and push them in front of me. Now, when all this happened and I realized that life was short, it's precious, and every life, every person, and every day of our lives could be our last day, and that we needed to be the best versions of us and step into who we are now, not tomorrow, not next month, maybe not after your kids grow up, now. And so that became my passion, because in my 3 months left, I needed to do more. Well, now look at this. It's been a year later, and I'm still here. Now, here's the thing, the magic of it. The death sentence of cancer propelled me to live the life I've always wanted to live, but was too afraid to do. Now, learning that from myself and still being here on this planet, it compels me to guide other people to don't wait till someone tells you you're going to die to start living. So what I use my example, and the reason I share those really traumatic things I've gone through, is so that I can, shake people a little bit. Do you really want to wait to your deathbed to wake up? Use my experience, learn from my failure, that every day is your last day. Every day is a chance to be the best version, to be kinder, to love, to share, to grow. Every day.
That's
not
interesting.
Bed.
That's interesting because prior to pandemic, we don't believe in savings. We don't believe in saving some extra. And then when this pandemic hit, we are at a loss. I mean, where do I get the money and things like that? So I think what I'm saying is, yeah, right. I mean, most people have to wait for their turn to be sick, of being unable to have the savings to spend during emergencies like this. They are not really following the simple instruction. We're trying to miss that part, that simple instruction. I need to save, or who knows what's going to come up next. But then again, we ignore those things because maybe they were too little. Why do you think people still wait for their turn to be in a position where it's even difficult than just following it outright and learning from the experiences of those who are already have gone there?
Well, some people do listen. Some people do follow from other people's examples of pain, but we are creatures of kinetic learners, really. Think of a child learning to walk.
Can you spell it again? Sorry.
Kinetic learners.
Yeah. Spell it out.
Kinetic. Basically,
kinetic, yeah.
We have to do it to learn it. So as children, when we're crawling on the ground, we learn to walk by standing up, then falling, right? Pull up, then falling. It's how we're built as humans, to learn by doing. And so what I like to do with the clients, and what, most of us, inspirational speakers and motivational speakers, is don't wait to fall to learn. And it's a hard lesson to train someone with, is you don't want to wait to fall to learn. If you can learn how to fall, because you will fall, no one's going to not fall, but if you can learn how to fall. So like in my stories, yes, traumatic things have happened. Okay, this is the mindset I use to get back up. So sharing our tools of how the resiliency helped us through our traumas, so that when someone falls, they do, wait a minute. I saw some lady, Michelle on TNC, and she said that you're going to fall. Just learn that there's other ways to get up, and that you can find your way, because we are meant to get back up. No matter how hard you fall, you are meant to get back up.
Yeah,
So
interesting, Michelle. I cannot remember anyone telling me how to handle my failure when I was in college.
no.
When I got the two failing grades of 5.0, the failing grades, nobody told me how to handle it. I was just there. I didn't even know if I handled it correctly. Well, maybe it should be correct because I enrolled. But
But that's not it. There needs to be some training on resiliency. And I think that's why people like you and I do what we do. We inspire people. We help them use their brains to figure out what works for them. Because what works for me may not work for you. What works for so-and-so may not work for the next person. It's more of a mindset of learning how to look at a situation with a positive mindset. Say, okay, in my case, I have breast cancer. It's going to travel probably through my body, and I'm going to have to deal with this for the rest of my life. Do I curl up in a ball and do, oh my gosh, I have cancer, No, it's okay. I've got cancer. I own this. I don't own it as a disease, but I own the fact that there's something different about me, that I need to be a little more special care about what I do in the world. Okay, I'll do that. But then I eat better. I make sure I exercise. You just do little things that just keep you going, but don't curl up. Don't give up. Find your own way to make it through whatever your crisis is. So in my case, I found mental things. So I found mentors that would help my mindset. So I have a mentor. His name is Dr. Paul Sheely out of Sheely Learning Systems. And he helped me see the way I was looking at the world and how I was seeing myself as a victim. And then, wait a minute, I'm not a victim. I can choose how I decide. I can choose how I decide to handle this. I can choose how I decide. You see, life is a choice. When you have problems come into your life, you have a choice of becoming the victim of it or finding some positive aspect of it. My big positive aspect with my cancer was, okay, I'm going to write another book so that if I do die, I have a book for my children so I can guide my children to the next level if I'm not there, and so through that, it helped me grow into this new version of me. And so whatever it is you're going through, however small, however big, it's up to you and how you will react.
yeah, the experiences the circumstances, definitely they are different, but the principles of bouncing back, moving forward, getting up, falling down, I think is the same. It just takes some sort of a different mentality and different approach, but you're telling us that you cannot do it alone, so you will have to be also surrounded by people who can help you do it, survive it.
Yes, you need a good circle of people you could trust, people who will lift you positively when you are falling.
How do you find these people? Aside from the immediate family, of course, they are with you, I suppose, because they are immediate families. Who do you talk to? How do you know that these are the people that you need in your team in order for you to survive a challenging circumstance?
Well, here's the thing. When you're going through something like cancer, you're not looking. When I was diagnosed with cancer, I hid in my house and I got on the internet and I looked for people. I didn't know what I was looking for, but I was looking for hope. And one of the things that I fell back on is I'm a John Maxwell coach. And so I'm part of the John Maxwell team. So I was watching the John Maxwell team. And so they have a lot of online lessons. I was watching that. And then they had this advertisement of Dr. Paul Shealy is coming as a keynote speaker, and he was a mindset expert of how to overcome your inner critic, how to get through your mind, how your mind plays tricks on you. And so I went to the conference to go meet him. And when I saw him and I heard his voice, I knew I was supposed to be around a person like him that said, oh, you have a brain injury? Great. So what have you learned about yourself today? Oh, you have breast cancer? Ooh, what have you learned about yourself? So he, instead of saying, oh, I'm so sorry, it's terrible, it was, what have you learned? And it's what I needed. I didn't need pity. I needed someone to say, what do you choose to do? And it helped give me power. Now, the people around me who were telling me, oh, I'm so sorry that this is happening to you, I would stop it. I would walk away from them, because I don't want you to be sorry for me because I have a terminal illness. I need someone to accept me as who I am, and what I'm going through, and not treat me any different. And so I like that.
I think, Michelle, it's also, I don't know if you can call it miseducation, but I think that there should be some sort of campaigns that will, maybe let the world know that if someone is experiencing this kind of disease or sickness or whatever you call it, I think people should, instead of feeling sorry for them, they should do what your mentors and friends did, right?
I love that. But you see, the other thing is I lost a lot of friends, because when someone has a terminal disease, if you see a happy face like this and you find out I have cancer, your average human says, I don't want to watch them die.
Oh.
And they leave you. So in the midst of my cancer, I lost people who I thought were my friends. And the people who were on the outskirts who I like, oh, they're casual acquaintances. Those were the ones who came to my rescue. Those were the ones who said, I was wondering if you wanted food tonight. We made you a casserole for dinner for you and your family. Those were the people who came in. But the people who were right next to me, the ones I thought would be there, were not. So there was a mix. So out of all those friends I had, I think about maybe 6 stayed. And so what that did is, most people would get upset about that. But because I've done so much mental work and so much studying of human nature, I realized that it wasn't that they were running from me because they weren't really my friends. They were running from me because, well, everyone handles death differently. Everyone handles grief differently. And to see someone who was very vibrant like me not be vibrant when I was going through cancer was scary for a lot of people. And so they would rather remember me as I was, not what I was going through.
And because you refuse to go away, are they back? I mean, these friends.
They've come back, but I keep them at a distance.
Okay.
Because when you are in the middle of such a traumatic terminal illness, my family was hurting. I mean, they're losing their mother, they're losing their wife, right? They're losing their sister. And they could have used, if they couldn't handle me, at least my family could have used some help. And I was in my own world. Remember, I had no memory still. Remember, I'm still in my traumatic brain injury with cancer. So so I was going through 2 things at the same time. So you put enough cancer pills inside of me and then put a traumatic brain injury in there. I was not me, but I was me. Fighting. So that's my lesson learned. It's your choice.
Warrior, victor, survivor, so many I'm going to pause for another commercial break, and then when we come back, are you in for a short game? You should, because there's no other choice.
Okay. I'm being forced to game.
Don't worry, just take some knowledge in basic algebra, trigonometry, and calculus. I hope you're game.
Okay, differential calculus, yes.
You can make use of your former brain injury as an excuse. Don't worry, no problem. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the big picture on TNC will be right back. Please do stay on our stream. Welcome back. You're still watching The Big Picture on the new channel. Come in, Michelle. Okay, let's have a game.
Alrighty.
I have a sort of a hangover with our discussion, so let's break the ice as we normal trainers would do. Break the ice. So the game is the I made it easy, so I replaced the calculus with a with a sort of uh,
You know my
easy choice.
background's in engineering, right?
Yeah, but I thought you lost it when you lost your memory. So,
I did.
Yeah. Ooh, easy excuse, right? Easy way out. When you meet up an old friend, hey, my name is blah blah blah. I don't recall. The friends who left you. That's an easy excuse, right? Okay. The game is called Big or Small. I'm going to mention an item, and you tell us whether you prefer the item to be big or small. Game?
Okay.
Coffee,
Big,
orange juice,
small,
car,
small,
credit limit.
big. I don't use it. I don't know.
It's all right. You just keep on moving on. Wallet.
Small,
Mhm. Oh, that's the reason for big credit limit in the card, right? Planet in the solar system.
big,
Bed.
big,
Wristwatch.
small,
Okay, handbag.
small.
Answer the question. If heaven is true, except from your family members and myself, who do you want to take with you to heaven if you are called now?
Besides my family and you?
Mm-hmm. You have a one extra free ticket going to heaven tonight.
Wow, so many of them are already in heaven.
There's a
Dr.
big-
Paul Sheely.
Sorry, doctor. Sorry, doctor, but
We're taking you with me.
at least he is assured to be in heaven. No problem. Okay, if you're a barber, who is this Hollywood celebrity you would like to cut hair?
Hugh Jackman.
Mm-hmm. Wow, nice choice. In
I
fairness.
know.
Ew.
I wouldn't cut his hair. I would just be touching his head.
Yeah. Now, if you are a gym instructor, whose politician would you like to train in the gym?
That's a tough one. Oh, I can't remember his name. Okay. Do they
Okay,
have to
but-
still be in politics or can they be out?
Maybe you forgot that part of your
Because I don't want anybody now. I wouldn't want to be in the gym with any of them. So
Okay.
that's a hard one.
Okay, if you are an astronaut, name a loved one, a family member you would like to take to the outer space.
My husband.
If there's only one way ticket down, who is gonna be left behind?
Me.
Okay, perfect. Last question. If you have all the money in the world, which company are you going to buy?
I wouldn't.
Okay, you did not answer the question.
Okay, I would buy the company that owns an island in the Philippines, a Palawan, or yeah.
Nice try.
I want an island. I don't want a company. If I had all the money in the world, I would buy an island and stay there by myself with my family, and that's it.
Okay. Maybe yeah. At least,
Boracay. I want to own Boracay. Whoever has that island, I want it.
it's a it's an eminent domain or something.
I know. See, that's what I want to buy, though.
Thank you so much, Michelle, for playing the game with us, for being a good sport. Although you did not get a perfect score, I can give a passing grade.
I'm a rebel. I don't do anything by the rules.
I know. It's obvious. No rules. Okay, back to the discussion. Now that we are here in this particular crisis, we are calling it opportunity as well. You have survived too heavy of circumstances, events that could have taken your life. How do we move forward now? I mean, retrospecting, how do we move forward? Because we are also placed in the same situation where our mobility was restricted, our freedom restricted, our businesses flattened. Are there some steps that we can follow in order for us to navigate the future uh, a little bit easier?
Yes. Take one step at a time towards whatever you think it should be. Basically, now's the time to be reinventing what you do. So, as a speaker like you, we don't have big stages, right? So, the first thing that happened was I have no income. So, what do? Well, you reinvent yourself as a speaker. How do I do that? So whatever it is, it's okay, well, I can't get to this. So how do I do something smaller? What one small step can I make that would make a difference in my life, my business, my family? And then you do another step. So you don't want to make a big step because we don't know what the direction is. We don't know what the future's holding with this COVID, right? So do one little step that will help you to the next whatever little step. And only you can know that. No one else can say, well, you know what, Lloyd, I'm in your head and this is what you need to do. No one can do it. You know it inside of you. I really would like to do this. I would really like to do more podcasting. I'd like to have a TV show. So you found another way to reach your audience. I had online classes built, so I have another way of reaching my audience. What do you do? What can you do that's slightly different that will move you towards something different, but the same?
Okay. So stop thinking very, 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 very long term and far fetched.
Yeah.
One step at a time, one small choice, decisions every day.
Yes. And then be open after you take that step. Be open to the opportunity that's around you for what the next step is.
Yeah.
And that's that whole thing about making a goal is you can have a goal of saving your business. But if you try to jump to the end without doing all the other steps, it'll fail. So you need to find your little steps on the way and shift, make a new way, but get your goal anyways.
Right. There's a guarantee that it will, but you have a great chance.
Yeah. And smaller steps means you can change without making the wrong direction. Oh my gosh, I went too far. No, if you take one little step at a time, oh, okay, this is good. Oh, okay, this is good.
That's what happens when you leap so huge. You skip the steps, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the steps are probably meant to get you acquainted.
To the new adjustment. And we have to remember that we're all going through this event. The whole world is going through the event. So if you're out there thinking, I'm all alone and no one understands me, no, we all understand you. This is the first time, I think, in history that everyone around the planet understands being alone and not having what we want. We all are in that same mindset. And so it's up to us to find our little step out of that claustrophobic, I'm afraid, I don't know what's going on next. Welcome. The whole world feels that way.
I think it was also part of the John Maxwell theme that said you have to embrace uncertainty. I had a guest yesterday that said, one of the best advice now is really embrace uncertainty. You don't want to be certain because it's boring, but you just have to be prepared for whatever uncertain things that come your way.
Well,
okay, go ahead.
I was like, think about someone who has any terminal disease. We don't know about tomorrow. And if you really want to bring it back down, none of us know if we're going to wake up tomorrow. So see every day as a gift of waking up. There, your uncertainty is gone. You are awake. You are alive. What are you going to do with that day? So stop looking at, in 20 years, I don't know what I'm going to be. No. What are you today? Now, to the people who are around you, the people who love you. Today.
Interesting. We are missing essential points. I mean, if we are, maybe we are too occupied to think about that. I mean, when you wake up, what is this day holding for me?
Yeah. Set your intention for the day.
Yeah. Anyway, before I say thank you, all things considered now, what do you think is the big picture?
The big picture is it's not as bad as we think it is, and it's our choice in order to how we want it to be. It's a choice. We can either embrace the differences and the change, or we can fight it like a raging river. And just like water, we're not going upstream very easily. So figure out how you want to work this. Be like water and go around that big rock in the river, or do you want to just keep hitting the side of that rock? Life's difficult. We have to either figure out how we're going to go up and around the problems or just keep banging our head into the rock. I personally choose not to bang my head into the rock.
Oh, yeah. I mean, considering your head trauma and brain trauma, I don't think you will need another rock.
But none of us need a rock in our head. None of us.
Definitely.
So learn to love life is really the big thing. Learn
Michelle,
to love it.
what's the website that you're trying to promote? The YouTube channel, direct? Do we have them on our stream?
You do have it. It's just michellemras.com. It's my name.
Yeah.
There
But
it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's our YouTube channel.
Yeah, my YouTube channel. Yeah, like, subscribe. I have 2 podcasts. So I have Mental Shift, where I interview people. And then I have one called Denim and Pearls, which is I co-host, and it's business casual conversations with pearls of wisdom from the porch.
All right. Interesting. If you can still figure some time of your schedule to be part of TNC, who knows? I mean, I don't know, but who knows?
I've been looking. I'll be talking to you.
All right, no problem. Michelle, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you for coming over. Thank you for being an inspiration to us all. This episode will stay for as long as Facebook allows it, and as well as on YouTube. So I hope this really will touch people's lives out there, give them hope for the future. But appreciate your time. I thank God for bringing you to this episode tonight, because you have been changing lives. I mean, with or without the pandemic, the story's there. I'm just inspired myself. So thank you for coming. Actually, I was thinking I invited you because I needed motivation more than my audience.
I still want to get back to the Philippines and go hike a mountain with you. So this pandemic needs to hurry up so that we can go out and do stuff again.
No problem, because I'm thinking of going to Colorado, and the Colorado mountains.
Come on and hike mountains with me here. Good.
In the meantime, let's have a sort of a background, virtual background of the Colorado Springs and things like that. But thank you, Michelle. Appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye, Lloyd.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Michelle Mras from the United States, Colorado, an author, speaker, survivor, warrior, victor, name it. I don't know. I forgot to ask her if she has seen it all, but by the looks of it, I think she has. But thank you so much. That's it for the big picture tonight. We'd like to thank our presenter, Puzzle Box BPO Inc., also sponsored by SMDC Luluran, Telepreneur, Freeway Placenta, Well Life. We also would like to thank Mr. Rice Aliaga Rice Supply in Cabanatuan. We'd like to thank PAPS, as well as Wonder Molecule, PALP, Creative Voices. Maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat. Step Back Leadership. Thank you so much. I'm going to see you again tomorrow for another inspiring episode of The Big Picture. Tonight's lucky viewer is Gail Mendoza. Congratulations to you. Again, I'm going to see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching The Big Picture. I'm your host, Lloyd Luna. And always keep watching our shows on TNC, the new channel. Good night.